Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the third news from today's newspaper, front page dawn. Virginity test is abuse, cases illegal, declares Lahore High Court. By Wadi Ahmad Sheikh. Lahore. The Lahore High Court has declared that the two-finger test, TFT, and the Heyman test for the purposes of ascertaining virginity of a female victim of rape or sexual abuse are illegal and unconstitutional. The virginity test offends the personal dignity of the female victim and therefore is against the right to life and right to dignity enshrined in Article 9 and 14 of the Constitution, says a 30-page judgment authored by Justice Aisha A. Malik, allowing two identical petitions against the practice of the objectionable test. The judge also declared that the virginity tests are discriminatory against the female victim as they are carried out on the basis of their gender, therefore offends Article 25 of the Constitution. The judge further declared the 2020 guidelines, SOPs, and 2015 instructions by the Health Department and medical legal to the extent of mandating the two-finger test or the Heyman test for the purposes of ascertaining the virginity of the victim are illegal and against the Constitution. She ordered the Federation and the provincial governments to take necessary steps to ensure that virginity tests are not carried out in medical legal examination of the victims of rape and sexual abuse. The provincial government has also been asked to devise appropriate medical legal proposals, protocols, and guidelines along with SOPs in line with international practice that recognize and manage sensitively the care of victims of sexual violence. The SOPs should include regular training and awareness programs so that all stakeholders understand that virginity tests have no clinical or um, forensic value, says the ruling. Justice Malik remarks that the change can only be brought about when the people responsible for the change understand and acknowledge the reasons for changing old practices which no longer find any justification. Merely documenting change and not implementing change does not mean that the federation or the provincial government have acted in accordance with the constitution, the law, and international obligations. Hence, a concerted effort must be made so as to ensure that virginity tests are stopped in totality, she added. The judge noted that the medical forensic examination report should use appropriate language to describe the victim and her state and should totally refrain from commenting as to whether or not a rape or sexual abuse has taken place. The damage caused by such comments and use of words describing the woman as habituated into sex or regularly involved in a sexual intercourse can have far-reaching effects on the victims socially as well as mentally and personally. She maintains that the sensitivity is the need of the victim who has experienced the physical and psychological trauma and may have physical injuries as well as psychological injuries. Just Justice Malik had reserved the verdict on number 10. On November 10, on Monday, the verdict was announced by Justice Faisal Zaman Khan since Justice Malik went abroad on ex-Pakistan leave. The petitions were filed by Pakistan Muslim League Noon, Nawaz Sharif, PMLN, MNA, Member of National Assembly, MNA, Shaista Pervez Malik, and women rights activists, academics, journalists, and advocates were petitioners in the other. They include Sadaf Aziz, Farida Shahid, Faria Aziz, Farazia, Sara Zama, Maliha Zia Lari, Dr. Asha Babar, and Zainab Hussain. Barrister Zamir Khosa and Sahar Zamin Bantial mainly represented the petitioners. Additional Advocate General Jawad Jacob had presented a Punjab government notification about abolition of the two-finger test (TFT), while the Additional Attorney General Ishtiaq Ahmad Khan had told the court that the Federation did not dispute the contentions of the petitioners to the extent that the two-finger test (TFT) should not be conducted. The competent authority has been pleased to notify the revised guidelines and pro forma for a medical legal examination of female survivors, victims of sexual assault for implementation in all public sector hospitals institutions in the Punjab with immediate effect, states a notification issued by the Specialized Healthcare and Medical Education Department. The petitions filed in March last year mainly pleaded the intrusive and demeaning practice whereby medical legal officers perform a hygiene test and a two-finger test as part of medical evaluation of women victims in unreliable and unnecessary and has no scientific basis. The petitions explained that the two-finger test TFT usually involved inserting the two fingers into the vagina and was based on the flawed assumption that a woman habituated into sexual intercourse was less likely to have been raped. The test was usually used in Pakistan despite calls for its revocation by healthcare professionals and humanitarian rights organizations world over. Very sad news. I'm not happy to read this. But the responsibility is mostly on men, and they should take some sense. In the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.